How do you measure something you cannot see, touch, or directly observe? Happiness, intelligence, or aggression? Psychology's entire scientific credibility rests on solving this exact problem through operational definitions, precise, measurable specifications of abstract concepts that allow researchers worldwide to study the same thing consistently, even when that thing is fundamentally invisible. An operational definition specifies precisely how an abstract theoretical concept, or construct, will be concretely measured or experimentally manipulated within a specific study, translating a fuzzy idea into a set of observable, replicable procedures. Aggression, for instance, might be operationally defined in one study as the number and duration of electric shocks a participant chooses to deliver to another person, and in a different study as the number of aggressive words used in a written essay, different operational definitions of the same underlying construct, each with distinct strengths and limitations. Operational definitions are essential to psychology's scientific enterprise because, without a precise, shared specification of how a concept is measured, different researchers studying the same construct might be measuring entirely different things while believing they study the same phenomenon, making replication, comparison across studies, and cumulative scientific progress impossible. A vague claim like measuring stress becomes scientifically usable only once operationalized as, for example, salivary cortisol concentration measured at a specific time following a specific standardized stressor task. The most important criterion for evaluating any operational definition is construct validity, the degree to which the specific, concrete measurement procedure actually captures the underlying abstract concept it claims to represent, rather than something else entirely or only a narrow slice of the broader concept. A study operationalizing intelligence purely as vocabulary size would have questionable construct validity, since vocabulary captures only one narrow component of the broader, multidimensional construct that intelligence researchers actually intend to study. Beyond validity, a good operational definition must also demonstrate reliability, producing consistent, reproducible results when the same underlying psychological state or trait is measured repeatedly, whether by the same researcher on different occasions, by different researchers, or using different but equivalent versions of the same measurement tool. An operational definition of anxiety that produces wildly different scores for the same person tested twice within a short period, absent any genuine change in their anxiety, would be considered unreliable and therefore scientifically problematic regardless of its apparent validity. Because any single operational definition inevitably captures only part of a complex psychological construct, researchers increasingly favor multi-method operationalization, combining self-report measures, such as standardized questionnaires, with behavioral measures, such as observed task performance, and physiological measures, such as cortisol or heart rate variability, to more fully capture a multidimensional construct like stress or emotion from several converging angles simultaneously. Findings that replicate across multiple different operational definitions of the same construct provide considerably stronger evidence than findings based on any single measurement approach alone. A practical challenge in psychological science is that operational definitions of the same construct can drift or vary considerably across studies, laboratories, and historical periods. The operational definition of depression used in studies from the 1960s differs substantially from the DSM-5 based operational definitions used today, complicating direct comparison of findings across decades. This is a key reason contemporary meta-analyses carefully document and compare the specific operational definitions used across the studies being combined, rather than assuming that a shared construct label guarantees a shared, comparable measurement approach. Operational definitions are the quiet, essential infrastructure underlying all of psychological science. The precise translation work that transforms philosophically fuzzy concepts like happiness, intelligence, and stress into something that can actually be measured, replicated, and cumulatively studied across thousands of independent research programs worldwide.